Now, the State Security Agency and the South African Police's Crime Intelligence Unit have cleared all 8 candidates that are vying to be the next public protector of South Africa.
According to the report from the SSA, no security concerns or default judgments were picked up for any of the 8 candidates. SAPS's report states that no illicit activities were noted for any of them, while the HR report verified that their qualifications in terms of criteria are legit. So that's what Parliament's ad hoc committee to nominate a person for the appointment as public protector was briefed on yesterday, as they today begin the process to interview those candidates. Let's get you up to speed with some of the big issues. Newzroom Afrika's Athi Mtongana joins us live from Parliament this morning. Athi, good morning. It's great to see you. So they've been cleared, those 8 candidates, but were some of the other candidates who were not shortlisted, were they happy with the process as it unfolded?
Well, I want to begin, Michelle, by stating how important it is that South Africa's State Security Agency and the South African Police, particularly the Crime Intelligence Unit, briefs Parliament and goes through this process of going through security checks for the candidates that are vying to be the next public protector of South Africa, because you would have seen in the unprecedented Section 194 inquiry, first of its kind ever in South Africa in the democratic dispensation, where you had a public protector being probed by Parliament, and there we saw that some staff members working in the office of the public protector were not vetted by the State Security Agency, and so that raised an alarm with many MPs then questioning the kind of people that are tasked to deal with the cases that are put before the office of the public protector. And so this is part of the checks and balances that Parliament's ad hoc committee that has been tasked to look for the next public protector is seized with. So they are ticking the boxes in making sure that the next person that will become the public protector of South Africa is cleared by SSA as well as the police, and even human resources were roped in to check all the candidates. Now, you mentioned that some of them were not satisfied. Yes, those candidates have made their grievances publicly aware, and the portfolio committee, in fact the ad hoc committee had actually noted that some of them had actually raised concerns about the process that has gone through to actually get to these candidates, and they said that they are very clear in that every step has been followed possible to ensure that they follow proper processes. Now let me give you a list, Michelle, of the candidates that will be interviewed today. This is the first group of candidates. Remember, there's a total of 8, so the first 4 will be interviewed today. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Advocate Tibanyane. I'm talking about Advocate Tsewa. I'm talking about Advocate Jose and Advocate Marius. These are the 4 candidates that will be interviewed today. The ad hoc committee will begin their meeting this morning at around 8. As I'm talking to you, I'm sure they're currently going through some of the questions that they'll be asking the 4 candidates, and then at 9 a.m. the meeting will be open to members of the public and us, the members of the media, to be able to broadcast the interviews and the type of questions that they will face from members of Parliament. Now, it is also important to note that on Thursday, the remaining candidates will be then interviewed, and that includes Advocate Galega, who's currently the acting public protector, coming in as the deputy public protector at the office of the public protector. So it's going to be interesting to hear the type of questions that these candidates will be asked. And then on the sidelines, during a break of the interviews, the chairperson of the Section 194 committee, who's actually also a member of the ad hoc committee, will be briefing members of the media on a way forward now that they've finalized a report which recommends the removal of the suspended public protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane from office. That report will be tabled before the National Assembly for adoption. But it is also important to note then that Mkhwebane has also raised concerns with the process, and also the issue of legal representation. So it will be interesting what the chairperson will say then about the grievances of the public protector, as well as a way forward after tabling and finalizing that report.
Ghana, live to us there in Parliament, at Parliament, talking all things Office of the Public Protector. Athi, thanks very much indeed.